Hello, and welcome to something a little different today. I was asked by someone to make a few recordings for new players to Stellaris. Some for the economy side and planet management, as well as sector management, and overall empire management. One for the military and ship designs and fleet designs. And then one for diplomacy and espionage. All this lovely stuff. Today, we'll just look at some of the economy stuff, and then go over, and in in the next VOD, the military. Now, if you look up at the top, you'll notice I have energy credits. Yes, I have a deficit. It's not that bad. Then we have minerals. You hover over each one of these, it'll show how much you're gaining from various areas and what is actually using them. We have food. The race and civics I have mean I don't actually have to deal with consumer goods. Hive minds do not deal with consumer goods, which is a nice thing if you want something a little easier. Another fun thing with hive minds is when you take over other worlds, like this one, you get to turn the pops into livestock, which means you get a constant supply of food or whatever else you have them producing using the species tab over here to change all of their lovely traits. So you get to turn those into food. If it's a lithoid, basically living rocks, you actually get minerals instead of food. Still fun. The only hive mind that doesn't have the ability to do that is a devouring swarm. They just eat and eat and eat and eat. You take over planets to just literally eat the population. So you can't keep them as livestock, sadly. But for now, let's move on. We have alloys. So this is how you build stations, ships, colonize planets, and also used to colonize take sectors, like my little constructor is doing over here. And be taking this sector here, and then coming back up here to grab this. Next, we have influence. You gain that standard 3 or 4, depending on what civics and ethics and whatnot you have. You can also get more by having rivalries. As you can see, under produced, you'll see rivalries. I'm getting half an influence every month. You can get up to 3 rivalries, which means you can get up to 1.5 influence every month. So bumps it up to about 6 to 7. You have unity, produced by your jobs on your planets. This gives a big boost, as well as for a hive mind, Synapse drones produce unity, as well as evaluators. And you have tech and the rare resources. So you got volatile motes, exotic gases, I haven't found any yet, and then rare crystals. those are the three main ones you use. Gas, you pretty much use the most. They haven't really balanced that well in Stellaris on the fact that gases are used for so many buildings and upgrades. Next you have living metal. This is from one of the DLCs, I believe. You get access to that. I don't think it has it in the base game. It's been so long since I've played the base game. You have Zro, another rare resource that you can find here and there. There's even a story behind that. One of the, not stories, but one of the progenitors, precursor races. One of their tracks describes how this came into being. You got dark matter, used for various things, mostly in the way of Fallen Empire ship equipment. So the engines, the jump drives, the shields, that stuff uses dark matter. And you have nanites. Also something that you may or may not have depending on your DLC composition. Ignore this, this is a mod. Alright. So you start out with your home planet. Whatever your home planet might be, these will change in the amount and how many districts you can have. Since this is a size 30, it's one of the DLC origins for the aquatic DLC. But you start out with a few districts, or hive districts, or housing districts. Maybe an industrial district, a couple of generator and mining districts, and 2 or 3 agricultural districts. Each one of these do different things. Housing, building slot, and for hive mind, maintenance drone jobs, which give amenities. Then for industrial districts, you get 2 housing, 2 foundry drone jobs. Tells you approximately how much each drone job will make and how much each drone job will take in the way of resources. You have generator district, again housing and tech, or housing and energy credit producing jobs. Same thing with mining and agriculture. Now these 3, they give one more job than they do housing, whereas this one is always an equal amount, which means you need to every now and then build a housing district to make sure that you keep your housing up and your jobs up at the same time, at the same rate. Now, here are the building slots. Let's just go into here. So you have, obviously, the alloy foundry. This boosts all alloy jobs. You have the energy grid, which boosts all generator district jobs. There is one for mining, and then the one for food is the food processing facility right here. Now, for the hive minds, you have a spawning pool, which is their version of a hospital or whatever the non-hive mind races have. Like I said, it's been a little while since I've not played a hive mind. It's kind of my favorite one because it's just easy to pick up and go with. You have less stuff to remember, but you get some bonuses I will show in a moment. Some of the stuff is synaptic nodes, which give which boost unity. So this is a job that boosts unity. You have your sentinel posts, which is basically your policing stations. Build this to keep the crime, or in the way of hive minds, deviancy down. Let's see, we have research labs, helps boost research and gives jobs for that. Then we have hydroponic farms. It's basically like the agricultural district without getting housing. So if you want to make just a planet that's just all food, grab this, as many of these as you can, balancing with the housing, and as many of these as you can, also balancing with the housing. It's a balancing act. It's really all it is. What else? Some other buildings that you have are strongholds. This helps build naval capacity and defensive armies for your planets. So these are all defensive armies. And this is the total power this garrison has for the defense army. It just names them randomly. Sadly, can't actually name them. Alright. Have some resource silos, some hive warrens, or just basic housing. Same as it's called precinct houses for regular empires. Along the way, you'll get other buildings, one specifically for tech worlds. It's the supercomputer. It gives one job, but it boosts all research. And there's one similar to that for the Unity and Synaptic nodes. It boosts all Synapse drone jobs. Now, when you go out exploring, come across different worlds. Some have some nice bonus features, some don't. So let's see, where is one that does? There we go. This one has a nice bonus feature. As you can see there, it says what the feature is, and then below, in order, it will say what the effects are for those features. So a dust desert will give 2 moat harvesting traps, whereas a metal boneyard will give 4 extra mining districts as well as some society research jobs. Starship Graveyard. So it came about because of a anomaly. Doesn't have one. There is another one. Sworn I had one. Relic World. Yay. So this has some interesting ones. Most all Relic Worlds always have Collapsed Spire, Shattered Solar Array, and Flood Reactor pits. They also have Metal Boneyards, Ancient Reactor Pits, and Dense Ruins. Each of them do something different. So this one will unlock a boost of 15% across all sciences. This one will unlock 3 generator districts. As you can see here, you have 9 of them that you cannot use. In these 2, you can unlock all 9 of them. This one will unlock the other 6. Then we have Dense Ruins. It takes up 6 of the districts here, I believe. But it gives you another additional 15% research for all of them. So in this and this, you get 30% research boost from this planet alone. You have max generator districts and max mining districts. Now, when looking for some planets, aside from your main planet, most of the time you get ones that have a lot of housing and industrial districts. So, yay there, but it takes minerals to create this, so you don't want to always have your planets doing all industry. You want to specialize the planets in certain things depending on what they have the most of. Now, a nice thing with hive minds is eventually you can get an ascension perk that allows you to have hive worlds. What that does is it unlocks the max districts for the planets. So let's grab over here. I've only taken one. So this has 16 districts to unlock in just this. With hive worlds, it's 16 here, 16 here, 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 and here. Doesn't matter which one you go for. They're all 16. That's the nice thing about hive worlds. So if you have a world like this, it'll turn all of these into the same amount that your housing district has. Another wonderful thing with hive minds. Alright, going back here. So here, I've chosen to have this as a generator world, so it will specialize in energy production. So, once I have another slot unlocked, I will be putting down the energy grid, now that I've actually unlocked the research from it. Here, I'm not quite sure what I'm going to do, but most likely I might turn this into either a food world and turn it into a hive food world, or a hive mineral world. For now, this one is going to end up being my industrial world, or forge world as they call it. And then this one will just pick up whatever is lacking. It's the thing that you do with your starter world. You pick it up, whatever is lacking, depending on what you have for your districts. Right now, I am colonizing a tomb world. And again, I don't know what I'm going to do with it now, but depending on how I'm looking up here for resources, it may turn into another forge world. Or later on, when I have the ability to, I will turn it into a hive planet and then make it a specific world for either minerals, energy, or industrial. Also, the other thing that hive planets do, once you pick that ascension perk, it will unlock almost all of these. Now, your UI will not look like this. This is a mod from the Star Trek New Horizons group. It allows you to see more of the building slots up to, what is this? Up to 24 slots. Normally you have 12, 14. So it gives you a good 10 more that you can see. If you want a UI mod, I would suggest, picking up one of these. It's a good UI. And it's based off of Star Trek. This one is the Romulan one. As you can see for the the naval capacity, instead of the standard ship icon, you have a Romulan warbird. Also ignore this and this. This is for that specific mod, the New Horizons mod. Got crew and dilithium. If you haven't seen my Undine or Species 8472 playthrough, which I will be getting back to that, it is on the New Horizons Full Conversion mod, and it has a few different special resources. Actually has a lot different special resources, so much that it pretty much fills this entire drop-down menu. Alright. So that's the majority of what you need to know for starting out. Have districts, each one of them does something specific, and this is how you get jobs for your population, which this shows how many jobs you have available. This shows how many unemployed you have. This is your amenities. It keeps your population happy. This is your housing. This is your crime or deviancy. This is the stability of your planet. And then this is how many total population you have. Now, if you want to create a sector, this one already has one. Let's go to a planet that doesn't. Here we go. This doesn't have a sector. Tell, there's no one here. See, there is someone here. So, it says no sector. Here's where you create a new sector. You hit this, whatever planet you select, 4 jump routes beyond that. So, if it was here, it'd be 1, 2, 3, and 4, 4, 4. So this entire area would be in that sector. It's centered around whatever planet you choose. So if you want to get a gaggle of planets, you want to make sure that put the sector sector capital in a on a planet that can reach what you want. It can be tricky, but all you got to remember is just count 4 away from where you are. Want to incorporate some planets, it's best to count from the farthest ones in and see which one can do it. So, let's go ahead and actually, let's see. All of that, and there's nothing around here to actually put, or for another planet, so might as well just make this a new sector. And as you see, it grabbed all of that. That's 4 systems away. Now you go over here, recruit a leader. So you got food, more food. You got deviancy or crime reduction. This is unity bonus from Synapse Drones. This is research. This is slave pop, which isn't too bad. And there's a few others that aren't shown. For now, what am I going to do with you? Food or deviancy? Let's grab a deviancy one for now. It will help later on when you take more systems from other species. You can pop that into a sector that you've taken over to help reduce crime across all planets in that sector. It's very nice. What else? Also in the economy, buying and selling. So, you have a maximum that you can store initially. It's 15,000. So, I'm almost maxing this out, so what I'm going to do is sell some of the food. That boosts up this. This you usually have a decent storage of. You can use what you sell to buy other things, like alloys, or volatile motes, rare crystals, or gases. Or gases, what else? Don't know if you can buy living metal. I know you cannot buy Zero. Can't buy nanites, so it's most likely the other one. The only other one you can buy would be dark matter once you actually have that unlocked and are producing it. You see it here. Or producing it, or can produce it, you'll see it here to buy and sell with. So like I said, since I haven't found exotic gases yet, I don't see it here. For now, however, I'm just going to buy some alloys. Alright. I do hope that this was informational. I hope this helped for all of the new people that are playing Stellaris. If you have any questions specific for the economy, do feel free to put it down in the comments below. I will read them and respond to them. And if there's enough, I will make another video to answer those questions specifically. Ta-ta for now.